you down Tampa Bay, you get that job. You got a guy named Tom Brady coming to town. I know you was there before he landed, but when you got this man on your watch, and I know you went to the draft with Carson Palmer, but now you got the GOAT basically there, man.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, is it intimidating that I got to coach this dude, man, or was it a different type of feeling having coaching him?
No, I knew we would win it.
Oh yeah.
I knew we would win it.
Oh yeah.
The second, I knew when there was a chance, I knew we would win it. I was more shocked that he was leave New England.
Right. Yeah. Me too.
That we even had a chance.
Yeah. Me too.
And then I was even more shocked to when it was us.
Right.
Because if you know Tom Brady, some type of guys they make decisions, they cross every T, dot every I. It's just not throw it on the wall, I'm going to make a decision.
Right.
So once he decided to come, I knew we going to win it.
Right.
Because I was more shocked that, man, Tom Brady's leaving New England. I was like, that's where it started. Not before he even got here. I'm thinking, man, they about to let Thomas leave New England.
Right, yeah.
Just thinking, because at that time, if you're being honest, I don't know how many teams wanted his services.
Right.
Now, that sounds crazy, right? But Tom Brady's a free agent.
Right.
It should have been 31 teams beating down the door, right?
Right. And you say you don't. What you think that was about though? Why?
I don't know. I don't even care. I just was like,
right.
I watched the tape and I'm like, he can still spin it. He's Tom Brady. He knows the game. I had a little relationship with him before, just in passing. But I knew what we had. I knew we had Mike Evans, Chris Godwin. Right. I was like, man, we got Jameis said the year before just threw for 5,100 yards. So Jameis coming off a 5,000-yard season, 34 touchdowns. Obviously, he threw a lot of interceptions, but that's hard to do. Jameis was the seventh person in NFL history to throw for 5,000. So my first year as an offensive coordinator, I had Jameis. Right. And that's what he did. So I felt good going into it. And I knew it would look different because I knew the way Tom played in New England. I knew the offense, how it was in New England. Right. It was different than the way I saw the game or whatever. And I knew I was going to try to have him do some different stuff. Right. It was going to look different. It was going to look different than Tom ever looked before in the system. But I was excited for that. I mean, I couldn't believe that I was going to have the opportunity to work with him.
I mean, when you coaching, was he receptive to everything you said? Was it ever like a quarterback battle? Was both of you been a quarterback or?
Oh, no. Well, there's communication. It was that was the best. That's the best thing I say about him. He Tom Brady, but man, he's willing to listen and hear you out. Especially when we first got there, it was such a rush in 2020 because of COVID, because we couldn't practice. So I got him, but I can't touch the grass with him.
Right, yeah.
It's all these rules where you can't get out there on the grass. So I can't even see him. I mean, we talking ball, but we can't do nothing.
Can't go do no ball, right?
So everything's suspended. You can't do nothing. So when we got on the grass, I was just like, man, let's get out there. So I want this Thomas. So we gonna go out here and have some fun and see if we can really win it. And me and BA kind of felt it. Me and BA was like, if we do the right things, we gonna win this.
I know what y'all got, because you kept on saying, man, you been telling me, come on down, come on some
game.
When you got that Tom, I say, I called, I say, man, I'm gonna be coming. Then that COVID hit. I'm like, about it with COVID, about it with Tom.
You supposed to come somewhere.
Then I said, I'm gonna catch you when you go somewhere else. And then I think y'all played Redskins one year.
We played them in the playoffs 2020.
Right, yeah.
But everything was shut down.
Right,
Couldn't nobody go to the game.
Yeah. But I always think my man Charlie came and see you play that, this fast forward to 7. I mean, back in the new Redskins Stadium, this is Jacksonville. You come with that joint on the sideline, slinging that joint on the sideline, right? Me and Charlie's looking at the whole warm-up, right? You say, I say, B, let's look sweet out there, don't it? He said, yeah, he do look sweet out there, right? But yeah, man, so that Tom Brady, I know that had to be, that was special, man. Then you played with Antonio Brown, and you coach Antonio Brown.
Yes.
What was the difference with the communication on that?
For one, that's one of my favorite players ever. We ain't seen this. Right. Like, I mean that. Like, I remember being, I used to call him 110, Antonio Brown, because he went to Central Michigan, another MAC guy.
Right.
So when he was coming out, he used to train in Miami. That's when I was training in Miami. So I used to throw to him. But I'm throwing to all the guys that's normally down there in Miami. And to me, at that time, he's the best one. And he's not even been drafted yet. What I was seeing him do, the way he would work out, I just never seen that. And then it was nothing for him to, you worked out from 8 to 12, you threw from 1 to 2:30, 6:30, big brother. Hey, man, let's go back on the field. I want to work on this such and such and such and such and such.
He loved it.
He loved it.
Well, yeah.
That's how he was.
Yeah.
And I used to always tell him, like, man, I think you're going to be the best in the world. And he used to be like, man, you always pumping me up with that cheap gas. He always would tell me, man, you pumping me up with that cheap gas.
Yeah.
I was just like, man, like, the talent of him is just unreal. And he came in with Emmanuel Sanders. They in the same draft class. So it was like, out the gate, I was the backup quarterback, kind of, especially then, Mike Tomlin was like, because they was on the scout team.
Right.
Those was my scout team wide receivers.
Right.
Got Antonio Brown on the left, Emmanuel Sanders on the right. And we get to practice against, at the time, the Steelers was the #1 defense in the world. Right. So we practiced too. So with Mike T, he'd be like, go. Right. So we used to get it in. We used to have competition every day. This was a player-driven thing too. So we used to have competition every day. So Antonio and Emmanuel, it would be real. Right. So this is before they were playing. So Wednesday practice, it's real for them. Which was made it fun for me because it could be real for me too because they couldn't hit me. Right. You know what I mean? They ain't hitting me. I'm in practice, so I can really get as much work as I can practicing against the #1 defense. Right. But you let alone, I got Emmanuel Sanders and Antonio Brown as my scout team wide receivers to put in work. So to see him go from him coming in and to put the work in and to see how he care about football. Obviously, what happened in Tampa, how it ended, it is what it is. But I seen him. You know what I mean? I seen him coming in this league, so I'm always rooting for him.
And you seen the work he put in there.
Yeah. Like I seen that part of it. That's hard for people. If you from afar, and not see that. Once you see that, I think it gives you a different perspective of him. Right. Regardless of how you feel.
What's going through your mind when you get the call that Tampa Bay releasing you? What's going through your mind?
No, I knew that. I knew everything going into it. So me and Todd, Todd both. Todd was here, right? So I grew up watching Todd. Right. So it was time. It was time for it to happen. It was just time. You know what I mean? It was just time. We set out to go there to win the championship. You know what I mean? We did that. We went there. We knew that process wasn't going to be long anyway. We knew that. We knew when we got Tom, this wasn't going to be a 10-year plan. We knew it was going to be a 2-3-year plan. Let's try to win it. We got it done. We got it done. Last year was a weird. I call that year had to pay our taxes. Right. Had to pay taxes last year. You know what I mean? Right. Meaning, like, I was a young coach. I come into this league, OC for Jameis. He goes throw for 5,100, 34 touchdowns. The next year I get Tom. We win it. The year after that, we should have won it because I think we had the better team than anybody. I think we should have been back. We felt as though we should have been back-to-back. We felt as though we was good enough to do that, and we didn't get that done. And then last year was a different year, man. That was unique. Obviously, how I view it, Bone, I don't run away from it. I'm the offensive coordinator. It didn't go right for us as a team, but it didn't go right for us as an offense. I'm responsible for that. Hey, that comes with it. I accept that. I love that, really. Right. I really love those to be in that. I'd rather to be in that situation whereas though, hey, man, and regardless of why it didn't work out, right, I'm still the head of the snake from a title standpoint, offensive coordinator, and it was time for us to go. But the thing that I pulled from it the most, that I talked to Tom about this. Tom was in the league 24 years. 20 in 2021. I don't know if he ever played better. His first 2 years of us together in a 2-year stretch.
That's true.
And this is the greatest guy to ever play it. Right. it'd be tough for anyone to go back-to-back seasons and do what we did together.
Right.
And I appreciate that.
Right.
To have come on, man, I got an opportunity. It's me.
Right.
Southeast kid. I'm coaching Tom Brady.
Right.
And he with it, and he's like, and we put up the numbers and did what we did. Only disappointing part from it is not really last year, it's just 2021, I think we were the best team. And we lost to the Rams in the playoffs. They ended up winning it.
Right.
So I think whoever was going to win that game was going to
win it all. Right. Last thing on Tom before I go, you got any stories about him that you can share? Anything that something we don't know about him?
Man, these jokers are really like a people guy. Like he Tom Brady, but you wouldn't know it. You know what I mean? Anytime you're those type of guys, you got some stuff with you, but he. I always say he like a man of the people, like he, and because it wasn't given to him, he's a 6th round pick. He kind of earned all that, so he's really one of the guys that grew into that,
right?
And haven't forgotten that.
And I thought I thought about something you said earlier. He ran through my mind when you were saying about the need to stay healthy, the secure that position.
Yes.
And I thought about when you said that, I thought about when Bressa went down. And Tom getting that joint, and now we talking about
ain't nobody else getting another shot, right?
Nobody's getting another shot. We talking about
was
like
there,
that.
100% of the games, 100% of the practices, he's there.
Right.
And just the most important thing, I'm just glad I was around him for that long to learn. Got an opportunity to learn from the greatest quarterback ever.
Okay.
The conversations and what we've talked about, football, off the field, just human being stuff, the stuff that me and him would talk about. We develop a friendship that's going to really last forever. So it's really bigger than football with me and him, what we developed, what we built together, because we was the same age. So we could talk about stuff that, he's older than me, so we could talk about stuff from back in the day. I'm not talking to a 24-year-old kid. I'm talking to a 44, 45-year-old man. So it was easy for me and him to communicate. That was the easy part for me and him. But I learned so much from him, Bone. It's just the way he see football, the way he go about football. You never seen nobody prepare like this for the game. And he does it every day.
Every day.
Eat, sleep, everything. He does it. He lives it. So when people live it, and it's really a true sign that if, like human beings, we don't really fail at a lot when we all the way in on something.
Right.
It's hard to get us to fail if we got the information and we're willing to do the stuff.
Right.
He's willing to do it, so that's why you see somebody playing at 45 the way he was playing. Right.
Okay. When you answered, I had a 2-part question. I guess you answered with Tom Brady. I was going to say who's the best quarterback ever played and who the best current quarterback. I'm assuming you saying Tom Brady.
Tom the best ever played.
Okay, who the best current?
Whew. They got some guys in this league that I think gonna be Pat Mahomes is Pat Mahomes. Right. Oh man, I got a story off camera about Pat. I knew Pat was gonna be this good.
Right.
I knew you could tell Pat Mahomes was gonna be this good. Josh Allen, Joe Burrow, Lamar. These guys are good. This is the best era of young quarterbacks I've ever seen that this young, that can really do all those things I'm talking about, the decision making, when in the tough spots, make the right decision in the tough spot, because the football game come down to 4, 5, 6 plays. Right. So if you're the guy that's pulling the trigger can make those right decisions, that leans towards you winning that football game. So I just think the quarterbacks now in this league, and I think it's only going to get better with all the 7-on-7s. Right. These guys are coming into this league more ready to play now than ever before, than we were when we were coming out.
Right. Out the park, niggas know me. Curtbone, little homie. All days, yeah. Been a road, yeah.
Thank you for watching Changing Jewels on Curtbone TV. If you like the jewels that we are dropping, subscribe, hit the notification, and share with some friends. And I'll see you on the next episode of Changing Jewels, Curtbone TV.